forecast first. Sponsored by Matex Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
Well, we started the morning out on a very cloudy, rainy kind of note, and now the sunshine setting there in Mattoon on our Roofing Dog at Casey Summers weather camera. Turned into a nice day, but a very windy day across the area as these winds are gusting still over 30 miles an hour. Look at Springfield, 33-mile-an-hour wind gust. Decatur is at 28, and Champaign, 25 miles per hour. Currently, temperatures in the low and mid-60s, but again, we're going to be cooling off pretty quickly here as that sun sets. You can see the clouds have slowly been pushing off to the east, a very distinct line now of the cloud cover to the clear skies. And again, we'll see those temperatures quickly falling down into those lower 50s. All right, we're going to come back, talk about the rest of the week, how we've got some small rain chances in there coming up. WCIA 3 News starts right now.
Now on WCIA 3 News.
It's the last chance on the calendar to make a deal. How board members and school district leaders are trying to avoid a strike.
A semi and a garbage truck collide, and there's a domino effect, including knocking WCIA off the air.
It was insane. All over some marijuana.
Shots were fired, hitting a house. How drugs almost cost the most innocent of victims their life.
You're watching your local news leader. This is WCIA 3 News at 6.
There's only a week left until a possible teacher walkout in Central Illinois. Good evening, I'm Paul Cicchini.
And I'm Jennifer Roscoe. The Blue Ridge School Board and Teachers Union are in their last scheduled bargaining session before the strike date there is. Now, if there's no deal by next Monday, union members say they will be hitting the picket line. WCIA 3's Emily Braun is live in Farmer City. Emily, do we have any idea how things are going so far?
Jennifer, I've been keeping in touch with the union president and no updates as of now. They're still talking, and the bargaining session at this point has been going on for about an hour. I'll continue to get updates from them as we go here, but as of right now, I can tell you at the school board meeting last week, both sides seemed pretty optimistic. But aside from that, the union president did tell me that they do still stand pretty far apart, and there is still a lot of work that needs to be done. There's a lot that needs to be talked about, hashed out before they can settle on an agreement. But if they can't reach that deal tonight, they can go ahead and schedule as many additional meetings as necessary before that strike date of next Monday to try to negotiate further and get a deal worked out. So like I said, I'm keeping in touch with the people in the room, and I will keep you updated on air and online as we learn more information about what is expected to come out of tonight and how this meeting will end. Live in Farmer City, Emily Braun, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
Yeah, hopefully this is it. I know that's what parents and students want as well. Thank you so much. Now, both the union and school district report tentative agreements on paid retirement and teacher evaluations, but they're still talking about salaries and health insurance. Money is the major issue where the two sides remain at odds. Talking about money, one county board is doing just that tonight. The Vermilion County Board started a special meeting about 45 minutes ago. They're talking about next year's budget. The board office says there'll be another budget meeting November 4th before they plan to approve one November 12th.
Pike County is hundreds of thousands of dollars in the red, the result of a shrinking general fund over several years. The county board is looking to make cuts across departments, but it has a target on public safety. 5 jobs at the sheriff's office are likely going to be eliminated, including 3 full-time positions and 2 part-time jobs. Last week, the board discussed getting rid of the county's emergency management agency. Because of the Illinois Emergency Management Act, that would be illegal. All counties are required to have an EMA, or Emergency Services Disaster Agency. The Finance Committee will meet at 8:30 tomorrow morning to vote on a recommendation to the full county board to approve the total budget. At 9, the county board is expected to vote on whether to approve that recommended budget. For more on how budget cuts could impact next year's election, visit WCIA.com.
Route 10 at the Champaign-Piatt County line is closed. It will be until 10 o'clock tonight. Here's the reason. A garbage truck and semi collided there. The crash also took out power poles right near the WCIA 3 tower, knocking us off the air for some of our viewers. The semi was en Route 10, the garbage truck behind him. His brakes failed. That caused him to crash into the semi. That started a fire. Ameren is on the scene trying to restore power. About 800 still don't have it. Those are mostly in Lodge. Firefighters and state police are working to clear the crash. We have new details tonight. A woman living in a Mattoon home that was shot up over the weekend is now talking about what happened. WCIA 3's Courtney Bunting is live in our control room. And now, Courtney, she wasn't the only one inside when this happened.
Yeah, Jennifer, her family members were inside as well. Now, none of them were hurt, but if one of them had been in the wrong spot, she says this could have ended much differently.
It was insane. All over some marijuana.
Jill Berkefelt was jolted awake Saturday morning when her Mattoon home became a target.
Sounded like somebody was beating on the glass of my window. And so when I opened my door, my daughter was crouched down hiding. She was like frantic on the phone with 911 telling them that somebody was shooting our house.
9 gunshots were fired at her house in the 400 block of DeWitt Avenue.
Anybody in the bedrooms or the hallway or any of them could have got.
Police say Dylan Scholl shot at the house knowing that people, including a baby, were inside. Berkefelt says he was actually visiting just days before.
He knew where he was shooting, and he knew that my 2-month-old grandbaby, that was her bedroom too.
The shooter admitted that he knew an infant was in the residence, and that's one of the most disturbing aspects of this case.
Investigators say the drive-by was in retaliation over drugs that were paid for with fake money. Dylan Collier was driving the car Scholl was riding in. Both teens are charged with reckless discharge of a firearm. But Berkefelt believes the punishment should be harsher.
He should have been charged with attempted murder because he knowingly shot our house knowing we were home.
Police say the answer lies in intent.
It was to scare, not to kill. Unfortunately, their actions were obviously very reckless.
Neighbors I talked to said they also heard the gunshots. They live across the street. They said they're planning to move away from that location because of the growth in violence. Jennifer.
So wrong. So wrong. All right, thank you. Now, while police were investigating the drive-by, they found stolen guns. Bailey Hutchinson was also charged with possession of a stolen firearm. Here's an update for you. Police are investigating 3 shootings that happened over the weekend in Champaign. 20-year-old Jabari Morris of Rantoul is wanted in connection to the first shooting that happened Friday night in a parking lot off of Kirby Avenue near Mattis. Police say it's not likely connected to the other 2. The second shooting happened later that night. Shots were also fired into a home on Burr Oak Court. Then a few hours later, just before 2 Saturday morning, gunfire hit another home at Bradley and 6th Streets.
But there are other incidents that occur in front of sometimes a large crowd of people. So anytime anybody has any information or they think that they might have something that's helpful to us, we would just ask that they reach out to either us or Crime Stoppers.
Police say the number of shooting incidents this year is up compared to last year. They want people to turn over any surveillance video they may have that could provide clues about these shootings.
Here's a follow-up now. A 16-year-old pleaded guilty in connection to bringing a loaded gun to school. It happened at Centennial High School in Champaign. State's Attorney's Office says Champaign police were investigating the teenager for a retail theft they thought he may have been involved with. School resource officer found the gun in the teenager's backpack. That teenager is on probation for a misdemeanor theft. The man convicted of kidnapping and killing a U of I scholar is no longer in Illinois. Brent Christensen will spend the rest of his life behind bars for killing Ying Zhang. He's been transferred to a federal prison in Oklahoma City to be processed. After that, he'll be sent to the facility where he'll live out the rest of his life. Not even he knows where that will be yet.
A 9-year-old accused of murder in connection to a mobile home fire made his first court appearance today. We're talking about the fire that killed 5 people in Goodfield back in April. That's halfway between Peoria and Bloomington. Authorities say the fire was intentionally set. Today, the child was charged with murder and arson. He faces 5 separate counts of first-degree murder and 3 arson-related charges. He could face probation until the age of 21, but no jail time since he is so young. Counseling and mental health evaluations would also be likely. The Piatt County Sheriff's Office is investigating a stolen truck. They say between Saturday night and Sunday morning, someone took off with this 2008 maroon Ford F-150 Super Crew cab. It was stolen from a driveway in Mansfield. It has chrome step plates and a diamond plate toolbox. The registration number is right there on your screen.
It was an unbelievable win for the Illini on Saturday. How U of I officials are making sure no one forgets the score.
And also tonight.
We went to one of the most historic bars around.
It is the end of an era. How Cams is finally coming down.
Don't shed a tear, Roscoe. All right, outside Roofing Dog INET, we've got the Gibson Area Hospital camera there. As the sun sets tonight, we recap the day. 56 and 67 above normal in both of those, and almost a third of an inch of rainfall. It has been a gusty, windy day out there. How long will those winds continue? It's also turning cooler for the rest of the week. We've got that, and I'll look at additional rain chances coming up as well next.